Hey now, namaste and word 'em up, Balance Fit family. In this episode, we discuss what your days actually are. Very deep. We discuss communication skills for Gen Z, the importance of socks, and the featured discussion is how to get to and successfully execute on race day to have the best experience possible for your Spartan Race or other obstacle course race. Stick around, kick back, and enjoy. Spartan Race Day. So last week we did how to train for a Spartan race and your lead up to Spartan racing. Today we're going to talk about everything to do from A to Z about race day and how to get yourself to and through race day.
What types of socks are there? There are 8 kinds, apparently, according to this infographic. We have liner, no-show, low-cut, and you were thinking of low-cut,
Yeah.
ankle, mid-crew, crew, knee-high, thigh-high.
Thigh-high? That's not a sock.
It's like
That's a stocking.
It's like, what happened to the rest of your pants?
Grip strength is important, yes, but grip endurance is everything.
Yeah.
So do various grips, grip transitions, and work on carrying. Don't spend too much time working on carrying the heaviest thing possible for short periods of time. Carry some lighter weights as far as you can. Not only do you want to test out all of your clothes that you're going to wear, but this is where you want to start testing food and hydration stuff too and make adjustments. So break in your clothes, test your food, because I'm going to get to this when we get to race week. You're going to want to start sliding your macros a little bit when we talk about topping off your glycogen tank and dropping some of the fats and doing all that. So this is where you want to start testing out what you're going to eat and what works best for you. And you can make adjustments at this point. If you're a psychopath like me with training, this is going to be the most discipline that you will ever have to have. And that is the discipline to not.
Yep.
You're going to be tempted to do weird things with your food. Don't overdo, because guess what? You're not training hard this week.
Sorry, like make it put on a wig and dance the cha-cha.
Don't
do that weird shit with your food.
Carb loading is a myth? Sort of. The thing that you just described is the thing that I've known my entire life
That they
of
do,
athletic training. Go eat a big plate of spaghetti the night before.
Yep.
No.
Carb up.
Please don't do that. You're going to throw your system so far out of whack. And by the way, that was almost 2 years ago, and I still feel that.
Yep.
So I jacked up my sciatic nerve there and did some damage. So don't do stupid. Stay away from trampolines in race week. Maybe most people should probably stay away from
Trampolines in general. Yeah. Yeah.
But the moral of the story is don't do unnecessary things during race week. We are less than 2 weeks out from Spartan race weekend. If you want to make your race day as fun as possible, or at least unmiserable, stick around. Balance Fit Radio is on.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Hey now, namaste, word 'em up, and good day, Balance Fit family, and welcome to Balance Fit Radio. We're talking about strength, meaning, and the human experience, and today we're talking all things Spartan Race Day. I'm your host, Scott Schroeder, and I'm a certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and performance enhancement specialist based in Easley, South Carolina, nestled halfway between Greenville and Clemson in the beautiful upstate, although scorching hot, humid upstate right now with 2 hurricanes closing in on us, I guess. Balance Fit Radio is where fitness meets psychology and philosophy in everyday life, because true wellness, well, it's about more than just the body, is it not? It is about living in balance through strength, resilience, and capability. Let's get after it, shall we? Back in the studio with me today, the walking, talking, human travel disaster, Lacey Pletcher. Tell me something. Why does the universe hate you?
I don't know, because it seemed to love me there for a while.
Tell everybody what happened. What to say. Okay, first of all, before you tell them, I get a text, and I'm actually triggered now when I get texts from you.
Yeah, when you know I'm traveling.
And I got this one when I was training a client, so I didn't have my phone I wasn't looking at my phone, but I dinged my watch and I see your name and the opening line of "You're not going to believe this shit," or "I can't make this shit up," or whatever you said. And I'm like, oh my God, she's dying again.
I love exploding head syndrome, though, that you came up with. I'm like, that's a thing. I'm going to catch it.
That is a thing.
I got just stuck in Denver for an extra day. The flight that was coming in, that was going to take me from Denver back to Atlanta. I guess a bird flew in the engine while it was, not deplaning, but landing, which can be really dangerous.
Ooh, I didn't know.
Which is why they have border collies, and on a lot of airports is to keep the
Debirding
the runways. They said at first 30-minute delay, and they delayed it. And then, 45 minutes goes by and they still haven't told us anything. And then suddenly I get a text that says, "We're sorry, your flight has been delayed for 360 minutes. And I'm like, math. Okay. Which was an odd way to say that. But then I would have missed my connector. I would have ended up in Atlanta at 3 a.m., which that's worse than finding a hotel in Denver right then at 5 p.m. local time. So yeah, bird flew in the engine. And I, when they made the announcement, I looked at the lady next to me and said, I feel like if it's a certain size or under bird, I'm okay with still flying on this.
If it's a sparrow,
if it's under the size of a turkey, maybe we can still get this metal bird in the air. But the guy listening to us, just some dude leaning on a pole with a cowboy hat, goes, "As long as it wasn't a big yellow one." And it took me a second, and I was like, "Poor big bird."
Oh boy. Is that the dumbest, weirdest, strangest flight delay you've ever had?
I think so.
Yeah. Ours was in Kalispell, Montana. And by the way, when I say ours, just off camera, everyone, is my beautiful spouse, Meredith's right over there. She's going to be monitoring the chat today as we are live. And she actually has a segment to bring you when we get through or near to the end with our Spartan Race Day segment. So she's over there. You might hear her voice in the background. She's chilling just off camera in her loungewear. I said, "Aren't those your jammies? Are you gonna get on camera in that?"
Oh, remember when I said I had to change? It's because I got out of my jammies. I wish I would have known we were wearing jammies today.
Everybody's got their jammies on. All right. But yeah. So Kalispell, I'll try to make this short. We were returning home from our Glacier National Park trip, our big excursion out in the PNW in Montana. And the Kalispell, Montana airport, if you've ever seen the TV show Wings, it's not that far off from Wings. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up and go watch some scenes. It's hilarious. So the first thing happens is that we show up and none of the ticket checking counters are open, nor are the kiosks up and operating. There's no one there. And what time was that? No employees. Yeah. There were hundreds of passengers there waiting to check in. What time? That wasn't that early.
No. I think our flight was at 10:30, so we
were
like 9.
Yeah. No, we're everybody's, and so it looked like a scene, I don't know, from Calcutta or something like that. Everybody's lying and sitting on their luggage and sprawled all over the floor, and it was just a whole mess, and we're all looking around at each other going, what in the world is happening here? Finally, just like magic, all the employees came out of the back, filled up the check-in counters and the kiosks, because we didn't need to go to the counter. We weren't checking anything, we weren't checking anything, and we had our boarding passes already, so we had to wait for them. Why did they turn off the ticket kiosks? I have no idea. Yeah. So anyway, that was the thing, and believe it or not, it was 500 people just sleeping. Crashing in the terminal, and or whatever you call that part of the airport. What's that part of the airport? The terminal. Anyway,
I think it's all the terminal.
So we go back, and there are two gates in the Kalispell airport, I think. So anyway, we get on our plane, and there's a slight delay. I guess they had to replace the left phalange or something like that.
Yep.
But we started to back away from the gate. You hear the engines throttle up, and the plane starts to move, and we move back and then forward. And throttle up and then back and then forward. We're like, what is happening here? Eventually, this happens a few times, and the pilot comes over the intercom and says, "Folks, we're having a little bit of an issue backing away from the gate right now because one of our tires is in a hole, in a pothole or a rut or something." And
that's great.
What it wasn't exactly this, but it was almost this.
Like,
And
whoa.
yeah, Skeeter had to go get a bigger truck to push us away from the gate.
Yeah. Lol.
So we're out there,
Lol.
and they are rocking us
Gotta
like
rock
we're
you out of the
stuck
pothole.
in the mud in the woods in Alabama, rocking us back and forth in our big old jet plane, and finally, got that last push and shoved us out of there, and the whole plane cheered and went crazy, and that was just plain ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that was Kalispell, Montana.
Plain ridiculous.
Plain ridiculous. Before we get into it, please let me remind you kindly and ask you to participate by subscribing and liking and sharing all the things, whether you're listening on podcasts or watching on YouTube, or if anybody here with us in the live stream yet. It really helps the show grow. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't sign up for anything. Just if you're listening on podcasts, just follow the show on Apple Podcasts. I don't know what the button is on the rest of them, but just follow the show. It helps. Leave a comment, leave a review. Just click that little 5-star thing. That's all you got to do. And on YouTube, you all know what to do with that same thing. If you subscribe to the channel, you will get more brilliance and entertainment like this, and it helps the show grow. So please do that. And also, if you find some value, some humor, some knowledge, some insights, whatever, then by all means share the show, share the episodes with someone who you think might also benefit from it. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I have Lacey told an After Dark joke, and if you were in the live stream, then you were graced with that. And that is yet another good reason for you to hop in and join these live streams, because you're going to get behind the scenes stuff
Good
like
old
that.
Lacey's
I am going to edit
jokes.
that out of the final. But two chameleons walk into a gym. The first chameleon says, "Spot me, bro." The second chameleon goes, "Who said that?"
Oh, no.
Why do you hate my dad jokes so much? That was good.
No, it's a good groaner.
Who
You
said
know,
that?
like, oh.
Spot me, bro. Who said that? Chameleons. By the way, if you don't know what that is, it's a lizard that can blend in with all of its environment and basically becomes invisible. If you have to explain your joke, it's a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to drop this out there because I came across this the other day, and I would love to have everybody fold the following philosophy into your life. When you gain consciousness each new day, at that moment, and that's the sound of gaining consciousness,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Noah. When you gain consciousness each new day, at that moment when your consciousness makes you aware of your existence, there's that little ethereal moment when you wake up, you haven't moved yet, and you're, oh, I'm alive again. That's a good sign. I'm awake. Here we go. Then, you know, before you stir, before you even put your feet on the floor, your day is a set of unrevealed possibilities. That's all it is. The question is, what will you make of it?
So when my first moment when I open my eyes, my first thought is always, ugh, which cat is laying on me? Yep. Well, no, that's actually the truth.
All right. We're going to get into, before we get into the Spartan segment, the warm-up, questions, comments, corrections. I do want to address this because I was re-listening to the episode from last week. And yes, that is the thing. If you are a podcaster, or if you want to get into podcasting or making long-form content like this or anything, you should always watch what you produce or listen to what you produce. I hear people all the time that say, well, I don't listen to my old shows. I don't watch all that. Well, you need to, because you can self-critique. You can listen. If you think you're at the peak of your game, then
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. Awesome. Let me know what that's like. But you can always improve. Hey, Elizabeth. We got one of our team athletes in the house, Team Balance Fit. So glad to see you. Meredith is going to be monitoring the chat. Lacey's got the chat pulled up too. I can't concentrate on all those things at one time. So I have people much more talented than I taking care of that. Anyway, go back and look and listen at your old stuff if you are creating podcasts, because you can learn things. You can figure out what you did poorly and do it better. You can figure out what you did great and do more of that. And what I did not do, I don't feel, was really answer Ben's sock question.
I got it.
To my satisfaction.
Wear socks.
Don't
be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Wear socks. Make sure they're thin. I got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a lot better then. But I was just listening to it and I was like, man, I meandered on and on about shoes and socks, and I don't feel like I answered his question. So yes, to reiterate that, the question was something like, should I train without socks, just in case I get mud and rocks in my socks and have to dish my socks during a Spartan race? Something like that?
Yeah, basically.
No.
Like,
don't ever run without socks. I don't care who you are. Socks are going to protect you from blisters, and good socks, especially if you wear higher. I don't like wearing higher shin high socks.
Yeah. But
some people do like to run in them. I don't wear no-shows because they get down below my shoe line, the back, and rub the back of my foot.
Okay.
So what do they call those? Low-rise? I wear low-rise athletic socks that are just above the top of my shoe line, so it protects the back where my Achilles tendon is, to protect the back of my foot from rubbing a blister on it. But good socks, good thin, like you said, thin. Don't wear padded socks because they're just going to get sweaty and full of water and mud and mushy. Thin athletic socks, that will keep the mud out away from your feet. Now, there might be times where you need to take your shoes off and empty crap out of it. That might happen, but your socks shouldn't be part of that equation. So, I feel like that probably answers the question. At least I know you seem to think I answered the question.
I mean, I got it.
Makes me feel better. The other thing I forgot, and it was in my outline, and I skipped over it to touch on regarding training, was not just training your grip, but training multiple grips and grip transitions. You can do like farmer carry, suitcase carry stuff all day long.
Yep.
But if you're not hanging like this, you're going to strengthen those muscles, everything from the traps, the deltoids, your core, your forearms, your grip, all that kind of stuff. But you need to make sure that you're hanging, and you need to make sure that not only are you hanging with different grips, if you have that available to you, pronated, neutral, forwards, backwards, all the things. And if you have a gym that has stuff like this available, or if you have it like the cannonballs like I have.
I was just about to say, holding on to those things is we're different. Boy, is that different.
And train a pinch grip too. Whatever you can carry that's heavy, that you pincers like that, train your pinch grip. And Elizabeth, I've trained you on all those grips, and I've trained you on all those grips. I've trained you on all those grips. But also grip transitions. You need to be comfortable holding on with one hand for a second.
That's a huge thing.
Yes, to reach over to the next thing. So you need to work on, and Elizabeth and I worked on that this morning with her workout. I have her doing dead hangs, and then for like 15 seconds, and then do a transition to another grip, dead hang, and then transition. Now to do 4 of those. And
just for me, just that letting go, like, is my one arm going to be strong enough to hold me? If you don't do it and think about it, like if you're always holding on, you're like, I'm so strong. But if you never do the one arm, like the one time I jumped out at the bar when we were at the Ninja Gym, and I like missed, and like my one hand slid off, and I like swung wildly with my one arm, and I'm like, I'm still up here. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
But my shoulder was like, this is not great.
Right. And that's also something that we worked on this morning as well, and I've been working on with y'all recently. Oh, and technique, as far as, am I going to be able to hang on to this while I'm making that transition, one hand over to the other, to the next part of the obstacle. But what you were talking about is, am I strong enough to do this? And what I always teach you guys about, if you let your elbows and your shoulders, the wider you get, the weaker you are.
Yeah.
So keep everything tight in here. called the shoulder girdle. All these muscles.
My girdle.
Posterior. Did you go posterior or posterior?
Well, posterior chain.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I don't know. You said posterior chain. I say
The other day?
posterior. A lot of the people in the
Posterior
community, the training and medical community say posterior, but that's sort of like pajamas to me.
I was going to say, I guess I don't know. It's like, I'll say GIF, but then if there's an awkward pause, then I'll say, I mean GIF. I mean GIF. GIF. I say them both, so I cover all bases.
I can't back up on that one. I know it's because I know someone once said that the creator called it GIF.
Yeah.
But not the Lord,
Right.
but the guy who created the graphic interface. That's what it is, isn't
Yeah, it's
it?
a graphic interface, yeah.
Well, graphic is a soft G, so I'm going with GIF.
GIF. And you know what? I think the creator Lord would agree with that, you know. Speaking of which, God, this is why you shouldn't give me an iPad. You said like those socks. And so I just Googled what types of socks are there. There are 8 kinds, apparently, according to this infographic. We have liner, no show, low cut, and you were thinking of low cut, ankle, mid crew, knee high, thigh high.
Thigh high. That's not a sock.
It's like
That's a stocking.
It's like, what happened to the rest of your pants? And look, I've got an infographic here to even show you where those are. So we got.
You know what this reminds me of? When our daughter was 11 years old and went back to school after Christmas break in the 5th grade, and they handed out iPads to everybody, and I lost my mind. Like, what do you think these kids are going to do with this? Especially the girls. They'll be doing online shopping. Oh, we have filters. Sure you do. I'm sure they won't be able to get around that. And there you are over there with an iPad doing online shopping.
I needed to know how many socks there were.
It. Fantastic. But let me finish that up. So, yes, when you are working on those transitions from one grip to the next, when you got that split second where you're holding on with one hand, make it a lot easier on yourself by keeping the shoulder girdle tight. Do you have anything to say to that comment?
Tighten.
No, that's what she said.
Your mom's listening too.
Hello, mother.
And she called that no-see-ums.
She called it, what is
No-see-ums?
No-see-ums are a thing to...
Oh, yeah, depending on where you're racing, for sure. Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, hi, Mom. Glad you're here. My mother always supports me no matter what. If no one else likes and subscribes and does my things, there she is every time. So I appreciate you. Yeah. Always have. But keep the shoulder girdle tight. Keep the elbows in. And what was I teaching you when you were doing towel pull-ups the other day? Twist. Yep, twist your hands. Because that's going to also train you how, like I taught you about the fast rope technique. Mm-hmm. Twisting your hands is going to lock your grip in while you are, if you're doing the rope climb, while you're engaging your core to get your knees and your feet up to rehook that J hook. All right. So grip strength is important. Yes. But grip endurance is everything.
Yeah.
So do various grips, grip transitions, and work on carrying. Don't spend too much time working on carrying the heaviest thing possible for short periods of time. Carry some lighter weights as far as you can. I mean, as long as you can, because grip endurance is a thing. All right. Our Gen Z segment last time was like an hour long.
I love Gen Z.
It was a tutorial in marketing. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, I have decided to dedicate this particular segment of the podcast to Gen Z because my nieces, my daughter, all the kids that I coach, everybody that I'm surrounded by, which is a lot of y'all, believe it or not, in this cohort that's about 13, 14, 15 years old to about 21, 22 years old, 23 maybe. She'll be 23 this year, won't she? Good Lord. Guess what? Y'all are going to save the world. You might not want to, but you have to. And I think you're going to. I think you guys want to. You've watched a lot of crap going on in front of you that doesn't make any sense and is really stupid, and you see it and recognize it. So I want to use this segment of my podcast to help you with a little bit of mentoring, life advice, coaching things, because what did I say last week? I'm 57. I didn't appear on this earth at 57 years old. I've been you. I've been every stage that you were and every stage that you will go through. So I've been through the wars and I've seen it, and I think I can help. So today I want to talk about something very briefly that is going to help your life. And what would you do if you weren't out making your life better or making the world better? So how do you make your own life easier? What is the best way that you can go about making your own life more friction-free and a little bit easier? Making the lives of other people less painful, because you're surrounded by other people, whether you want to be or not, all the time. You cannot get away from them. You cannot get away from them no matter what. So if you can take an opportunity.
But I can try, Scott.
If you can take, and see, this is a Zennial talking here who's tried to hide from the world. So don't go that way. Go the other way. You can't avoid people. You can try, but you can't avoid people. So try to do something to make their lives a little bit easier. I have a few topics for you. One of them is don't be someone else's obstacle, but that's not this week. We're going to get into that later. Today, I want to talk about communication, because two things have crossed our wake recently within the last couple of days, which I'm not going to mention specifically, that have made blood shoot out of our eyes because for no reason, for no good reason. And the reason is because the people involved did not use proper communication skills. And I don't mean, punctuation and syntax. I'm talking about actually communicating with people information that will be helpful for the universe to flow.
Or one of those things where it's like, that would have been good to know yesterday.
Exactly. So, I'll put it this way. I was a professional photographer, ran my own business for 17 years. And while I did that, I worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients, and I worked within the school system. Now, that is a whole different universe that operates on its own plane of existence. And constantly, over and over and over again, I would get one of two things. So I would have a shoot planned for weeks, if not months in advance, that I would disseminate details to the proper people. So no one was going to be in the dark. And when it came time for me to show up with my cameras, we're all
happened.
good.
Yeah.
Except that never happened. And then invariably the last second, somebody would be like, hey, can we do this? Or, hey, we're not going to be there. Or, hey, it's like, good Lord. So I've been.
Pass at the gate.
What?
No pass at the gate.
No pass at the gate. How many times? Okay. Our business was based in Bluffton, South Carolina, which is across the bridge from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Both of those places have dozens of gated communities. When I'm coming into your community to do a photo shoot that we've been planning for 2 months, and I text you a week and then 2 days before time and say, please make sure we have a pass at the gate. Yep, I'll call it in right now. We show up, there's no pass at the gate. What are we doing? You have just
not calling passes in,
irritated me. Instead of making me happier, then I would have. It got to the point where I would have done anything for anybody. You call me in a pass, I'd be like, oh, I might have given you a free photo shoot. Probably not. But anyway, so communication, you guys, it is the bedrock of all of organized humanity for the history of time that we have started to gather in groups. Communication. It was so important that the Rosetta Stone was created. They chiseled into a rock different languages from across thousands of years for people thousands of years in the future to say, oh, this meant this and this meant this. So we can translate our present language to languages from 5,000 years ago.
So that you can leave me my stupid pass at the gate.
That's how important communication is to the welfare of humanity. So if something comes up in your life that derails your plans, which will happen, everyone understands this. All we're asking is that you let us know. And don't wait until the last second if you knew ahead of time. For example, 12 minutes before your personal training appointment, don't text me and say such and such was sick all night, so I'm not going to be able to be there. Now, when you live 25 minutes away and you texted me 12 minutes ahead of time to say that this happened last night, so you're not going to be there, what did you think was going to happen?
You knew about the bird and the engine within 45 minutes of it happening.
That's right. Another thing that happened was, and again, I'm being real careful about not mentioning certain things because the details are irrelevant, but there was an important appointment scheduled in the orbit of our lives over the last couple of days. And a very, very important, meaningful appointment. And one party actually messaged the other party fair enough well in advance, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about what our friend called and ranted about last night with DJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But and so canceled. But it was at least far enough in advance that it didn't wreck anybody's day. However, then texted back or called back or whatever, like 5 minutes ahead of the original appointment. It's like, oh, I can be there now. I'll be there in 3 hours or whatever. It's like, no. No. We are moving on. That block of time has now expired and we're moving on. The point of the matter is, and I want to wrap this up because I said this wasn't going to take that long, but communication, you guys, as you grow up, right now, as a young or middle teenager, start working on your communication skills. Start working on getting in front of actual humans and having conversations and seeing how that goes. Don't just text people. Texting is a necessary evil, but you lose context. You lose the oxytocin of the human communication or the human proximity being in front of somebody. You miss cues, verbal, physical cues, eye contact, all that kind of stuff.
You can't see how epic my eye rolls are.
Right? So communicate with people. Put your life on a timeline. This is what I learned a long time ago in various parts of my life. Put your life on a timeline and work backwards. In the military, they have bang and they call it left of bang and right of bang. So, bang is the event. Left of bang is before the event. Right of bang is after the event. Don't wait till right of bang to let somebody know what's happening. Put your life on a timeline and go to bang.
Yep.
And say, what's going to happen if this? So I need this amount of time to get here, so I'll build in this time with a little padding. Then I need this amount of time to do this, so I'll build in this padding. And then eventually you work your way back to when you get up out of bed. And so you've just spent about 90 seconds that's going to organize your day so that when something invariably does go haywire, that you can deal with it and at least everybody is aware of what you're doing. So, in conclusion, communicate. Communication is the bedrock of humanity. And it is a skill that if you start refining it now, you will be so much happier that you did and your life will be so much easier.
I was really worried there for a second, Scott, because you said very, very important appointment. I was like, did the puppies miss their shots? No. Are we not getting the puppy as soon now? That's where my brain goes.
I guess, we're not having a baby. I guess we can tell people. But yes, Finley is getting a baby sister, a literal baby sister. And we will have a new fur baby in the house, another border collie in 2 weeks. So we're getting mentally prepared. No, the puppies are fine. In fact, I'm going to visit to hold her for the first time on Wednesday, right after your session. You want to go with me?
I kind of do, actually. Let me check my schedule. We'll road trip down. Hold puppies.
All right. In the heart of the matter today, this is why you are all here. Has anybody else popped in? Okay.
Not on the chat.
Okay. If you are here, this is why you came. We're going to talk about Spartan Race Day. So last week we did how to train for a Spartan race and your lead up to Spartan racing. Today we're going to talk about everything to do from A to Z about race day and how to get yourself to and through race day. But I'm actually going to back it up a little bit because there's a little prep. You have to get seamlessly to race day. What did I say? put your life on a timeline and work backwards.
So race day, like when you
race
start,
day is bang.
race day is bang.
We're going left of bang back to 2 to 3 weeks out. But before I do, I want to mention some very special, very important people in my life. And this is not tangential. This is very related to what we're talking about today. If you are in my area and you're interested in learning the sport of OCR, or if you're already in the sport of OCR and you want a good place to train, because there's not a lot of those. I live in Easley, South Carolina. We're about 20 minutes from downtown Greenville. And just on the other side of Greenville is a place that I worked for 2 years and helped to put the OCR program together there with Matt Johnson, who is the guru of OCR over there, and Grace and Brett, who built everything, all the obstacles over there. So if you need a place to train and you're in the Greenville, Spartanburg, Easley area, Clemson, Walhalla, anywhere like that, I want you to check out Motive School of Movement. Go to motivemovement.org and check out the website, and or stop by. It's on Webb Road over there, kind of like between Verde and what's the crazy busy road? I always forget the name of it. Woodruff. Right? It's like catty corner between Woodruff and I just said it and I can't remember. Verde, yeah. So Verde and Woodruff, if you looked at it, if you know where that is, if you're in the Greenville area, it's right over in that part of town. But like I said, I don't need to tell anybody where it is. Just look it up. Motivemovement.org, Motive School of Movement. They got phenomenal coaches. The ownership is amazing. The community there, the people who train there are phenomenal. I worked there for 2 years and loved every second of it, and loved everything and everyone over there. So go to Motive School of Movement.
It's a really fun and unique spot.
It is. Also, some friends of mine, if you are in the Asheville area, so if you're up near in that neck of the woods, there's another place that you can go to with owned and run by folks that I know. It's called Triumph OCR. Go see Bethany and all of those people over there, and they will take care of you. They have an absolutely phenomenal facility. They have a massive warehouse style. It's just like the biggest playground in the world. If you do anything tangential to gymnastics, they got trampolines everywhere and spring floors and all the OCR obstacles and the ninja stuff, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned those two places. If you are in the Greenville, Spartanburg area, or go to Motive School of Movement to train. And if you're in the Asheville area, head over to Triumph OCR. All right. I'm going to address
Bang.
Spartan Race
Let's
Day
go left
here. But before I do, prologue to this story, and it reminded me of this and I brought up our glacier trip earlier. We spent 8 days or something like that out west at Glacier National Park. We flew into Spokane, Washington, spent a day there, drove over, spent a couple of days in Sandpoint, Idaho, which was awesome. If you've never been to Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, that whole area is freaking beautiful. Schweitzer Mountain, by the way, the ski lodge on top of Schweitzer Mountain that we hiked up has the world's greatest ice cream sandwich. It is huckleberry ice cream with 2 big gingerbread cookies.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Might have had something to do with the crazy hike that we did getting up there. We were so hungry, but it was phenomenal. Anyway, and then we drove on over to Glacier National Park and spent, I think, 6 days in the park, split between the east side and the west side. And Glacier is hard. It's hard to get to. Mm-hmm. It's very remote, and that's the thing that makes it so amazing. It is one of the most spectacularly beautiful, amazing, insane, hard to imagine places that you've ever been in your life.
Yeah, you get there and you think, this is CGI.
Right? Yeah. And we planned this trip for a year and a half.
No, it wasn't that long.
It was a year?
No. Close to it, though. Maybe like 9-10 months.
9-10 months. You could have just let me have a year. Anyway, we prepared because it's hard. It's packed, especially post-COVID. The park was packed. There's millions of people that go. You got to have reservations to do a lot of stuff. The trailheads are tiny. The parking lots at the trailheads are tiny. So you got to know when to go hiking. You need this information. You need to get there before dawn, or you need to know when the break is, when the transition is, when the super duper early hikers are leaving. Like, how long was the hike? When did they get there? When are they leaving? All right, I'm going to pop in and grab a parking space then. Is going to the Sun Road even going to be open all the way? It wasn't when we were there in June, because they get like 12 feet of snow up in Logan Pass, and it takes them months to plow that stuff away. It's crazy. Anyway, we learned a lot of so we did our research, we did our planning, and we learned a lot of stuff while we were there, and I thought that I would share that with the national park community online. And I wrote this amazing, I call it amazing. I wrote a post, a very long post that was full of information that I thought was going to be really helpful. And I prefaced it with, this is how we travel. This is the kind of people we are. This is what we like and what we don't like. So if you're like us, this might help you. And I got 50% hate responses and 50% love responses.
Yeah.
And the hate responses were all based around, we just like to do things. We just like to go with the flow and go wherever the wind blows us. And we just want to get there and sit in an Adirondack chair and stare at Lake McDonald. And I'm like,
cool.
That's great.
Yeah. Good
But
for
that's
you.
not what we wanted to do. It's really, I may never get to Glacier National Park ever again. And this is stuff that I can't see or do anywhere near me.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm spending as little time in my car as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck in my car. I don't want to be circling a parking lot for
Looking
2
for
hours
parking.
trying to find a parking space. I want stuff that's timed so I can maximize my enjoyment and all that kind of stuff. I say all that to say this. This is information for people who might be like me and want to be a little more organized.
Yep. And informed going in.
Into this. If you are not, if you just kind of like just want to wing it and you just like hitting the trip, not doing any kind of training and prep and just hitting the course and going after it, good for you.
If you're good enough shape to do that, I mean, yeah.
So
hats off to you.
I just wanted to get that out of the way first. All right, here we go. Woo-hoo. So Spartan OCR, tactics, techniques, and procedures for race day, and a little bit left of bang. Tested and proven effective by
yours truly. Yeah.
All right, I want to start at 2 to 3 weeks out. So we've trained, but there is prep stuff for race day that we need to do 2 to 3 weeks out. Thing number one, I want you to go outside and get some sun. Or if you're racing in Montana, go, I don't know, jump in a cold lake or something.
Yep.
Get wet, get cold. But relating to the Asheville race that we're doing here at the end, the first and 2nd of August, it's been 1,000,000 degrees around here for a month now. And so it's going to be hot and it's going to be humid. Although last year we had a cold front come through, and if you raced Asheville last year, you remember it was like 68 degrees in August during race time. It was so nice. Cloudy. We just didn't know what to do with ourselves. But more than likely it's going to be 90 plus, and it's going to be really humid. If you're coming in from somewhere, and there's a misunderstanding here. People think if you go north that it's not hot and humid.
Yeah.
That ain't true. If you are east of the Appalachian Mountains, pretty much you've got
to go way much more north for that to happen.
You got to go to Maine.
Yeah.
You got to go basically to New England. And they still have hot, but it's still humid up there because it's coastal.
Yeah.
People think, oh, you go up to, I don't know, upstate New York and it's not hot and humid. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. The Appalachian Mountains act as kind of a buffer for all of that hot, moist air, so it holds it in there. So if you're coming from somewhere maybe that's more arid or a little less humid, a little less toasty, You're going to need to get outside and get yourself acclimated to this. And when I said get some sun, what I don't want you to do is if you work 9 to 5 in an office and you train in a gym and you go out on August 1st and run a race in North Carolina with like no shirt or a tank top on and nothing on your head,
burnt and hate
you're going
life.
to get scorched and you're going to be miserable. So get out there and get some sun 2-3 weeks ahead of time. Now, what do I mean by that? Don't walk out there. Don't go to a tanning bed. Don't walk out there with no sunscreen on and stand there like this. Put your SPF 50 on and walk around for half an hour. Just start getting yourself used to that kind of thing. So I thought that was some pretty good advice that some people might not think of, because there are a lot of people who, there's a lot of people, most of the people I would say who participate in these races kind of work
you work inside and you train inside for the most part.
Right.
Because who wants to go outside and train in the sun? Like when I have a garage gym out here with a fan in it, that sounds so much better.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not exactly cool in there. But yeah, I keep the air moving at least.
But you made me put shoes on for the first time and go outside, and it is. And when the sun, there's hot, and then when the sun is also beating down on you too, it's a lot.
People are going to hear I made you put shoes on. Yeah.
Oh, I've been training without shoes on because I like to.
The inside of my gym is padded flooring, and Lacey likes to train in sock feet or bare feet actually. But I was putting her through putting you through the ringer the other day, and I basically compressed a Spartan race into about 40 minutes for you. So I had you outside, but it's hot here. So get acclimated. The other thing I want you to do as we approach is we talked about getting miles under your feet, but I want you to make sure that you get some trail runs in. If you got a trail and it doesn't have to be some mountain trail, just some kind of terrain that's not the road. It could be just grass. Just get your feet off of sure footing and start training your ligaments and tendons and those little muscles in your ankles and your feet how to deal with uneven terrain. So get some trail runs in. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where you want to start refining your grip endurance. Your grip strength should be good at this point.
Yep.
Start working on lighter, longer carries and grip transition holds, things like that. If you have access to rings, gymnastics rings or anything like that, whatever you can do to transition your one hand to the other as you go through that. So start working on that. This is when you'll want to start looking, going to YouTube and watching video tutorials for technique. There's things that I can't train because some of those obstacles you will not see anywhere else in the world. You can try to build a reasonable facsimile of it, or you can go to a gym that has that or similar stuff. But some of that stuff is wackadoo. It's crazy. You won't see it anywhere else. So at least get an idea of what you're going to be in for. And there are tutorials on YouTube for everything, every obstacle that they have. And not only does the Spartan people, Spartan employees, and Spartan reps, Spartan ambassadors do them, but also just people like me, random people who run races. They'll video them and they'll do stuff like that. Go out there and collect it. Collect some intelligence. This is where this 2 to 3 week out period is where you want to square away your shoes and your clothes. You can break in a pair of shoes in 2 to 3 weeks for trail running. For Spartan racing, I should say. But that's the limit. I wouldn't take it in any closer than that. Maybe break your shoes in a month ahead of time. But this is where you want to start figuring out what you want to put on your feet and on your body.
In general, yeah.
So this is when you want to order or buy, like order it online or go to a store and buy any products that you may need. And this is to mud in the sports bra.
Yeah.
So we want to start testing things to make sure that you don't get chafing.
Yep.
Figure out what you're going to wear. Go wear it while you're training. 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Figure out, these shorts are too short, too long. They're chafing me here. This sports bra is getting me under the armpit here or in my underboob or whatever.
After an hour, this hat squeezes my noodle and it's giving me a headache.
That's a big one. That's a big one. They mismeasured my head in boot camp at Paris Island, and I got a hat that was like a quarter size too small for for company commanders inspection, battalion commanders inspection, graduation, all that kind of stuff. And I'm standing there for 2 hours on a hot parade deck in a hat that's too small, my cover.
Yep.
It's too small, and it was painful.
Yeah.
It was a bad
Yeah.
headache, so that was good.
Well, and I know it's not, but my horse riding helmet, after a while, that all that stuff there compacts down, and I didn't realize it. So one time I come over a jump, and my helmet goes like this, and I'm riding around the rest of the course like I got like trying to bump it because it's you don't have a brim on a venting helmet, so I couldn't just like knock the brim up. I had to. So yeah, I always think about what's going on in your new.
Yeah, that was
what's going
good.
on in your
So
head.
if you're going to have now, they're going to give you a headband
bandana.
identifier to race in. So, but if you want to wear a hat, you can put the headband over the hat, and that's a good idea to keep you. If you have a head like mine, to keep yourself from getting scorched to death. I also have. I wear in these hot summer sunny races. I have a skull cap that I wear because this right here. That does not do well in the sun.
A beacon that just attracts the sun, and it's such a prone place for little cancers and things that are no bueno.
Yes, that I just had frozen off
I
my head a
know,
couple
no
weeks
bueno.
ago. About shoes, you do not need to go out and spend $1 million on shoes, especially if you're running a sprint or if you only do 1 or 2 races a year. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money. But I did bring mine. I have 2 pairs. 2 pairs. There's 2 of them. It's plural, so I'm going with pairs. One of them, these right here, which I called my McDonald's shoes because
They do. That is very
red and yellow. I would have never bought these shoes except for I found them on the closeout rack.
And who put those colors on there? Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know. At Payless.
Yeah.
I
Shout
bought
out Payless.
these New Balance Fresh Foam. These are really good cross training, like trail shoes that I bought for $40 on the closeout clearance at Rack Room. And I've run at least 6 races, including a beast in these, and look at the treads. I paid like $40 for these things. So I recommend that you get, and when I say cheap shoes, I don't mean cheap shoes that are going to fall off of you and hurt your feet. Make sure that they're supportive and padded. I'm sure my mother will have something to say about supported padded feet shoes, which she yelled at me for all of my life. Now, this is the other end of that spectrum right here, and I bought these when I started getting a little bit more serious about my racing and running age groups and competitive heats and things like that. These are Solomon Speed Cross 6s.
Those things have better grip than my tires.
These were $160. They're hyper lightweight. They dry out really quickly. They drain water pretty well. The laces are elastic laces that tuck into the tongue, and they're padded, and they have, for the terrain, especially that we're going to be on in a couple of weeks, it's all muddy and hilly and whatnot. Those right there
Lots of traction.
are really good. Now, this model is probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old at this point, so this is not the top of the line. That's not what I'm saying. But I did go spend a lot of money on these because I was racing more competitive heats and multiple races. If you run multiple races in a weekend, if you do a trifecta weekend and you do all 3 races, you're going to need multiple pairs of shoes, or else you're going to be spending a lot of time doing shoe laundry. So figure out your foot gear and do it at this point, not the week of the race. And I'm going to get to that line about nothing new on race day soon, but that's why we're doing this here. And as I said, this is when you not only do you want to test out all of your clothes that you're going to wear, but this is where you want to start testing food and hydration stuff too, and make adjustments. So break in your clothes, test your food, because I'm going to get to this when we get to race week. You're going to want to start sliding your macros a little bit when we talk about topping off your glycogen tank and dropping some of the fats and doing all that. So this is where you want to start testing out what you're going to eat and what works best for you. And you can make adjustments at this point.
Right. So find out if all that oatmeal was way too much fiber,
Right.
ahead of time.
And first aid supplies. Also, this is when, so give yourself, we're still way left of bang, still give yourself plenty of time to get your first aid supplies that you're going to want to take in your go bag, which I'm going to get to here in a minute. And this, I touched on food, but this is where you want to dial in your food and hydration routine. And in my notes, I have the word routine underlined and highlighted, because routine is important to get you to race day without having horrible things happen to you. So build your routine. Start eating at the same time. Start hydrating the same way. Start getting yourself to where you eat a little bit more of the same foods at this point in time to get your system used to what you're going to be doing. So
get your sleep in order.
And your sleep. So this is where you want to start setting your baselines and making adjustments for nutrition, hydration, sleep, and clothing and footwear.
Yep.
So that takes us to the next segment. You got any questions, or has anybody got anything about all of that?
I don't think so.
All right. That
think we're
takes us to race week. Race week. Things are starting to get exciting, and we have to start making some adjustments. Some of the butterflies are going to start going. You get excited about race week. And you got to make sure of a few things. This is taper week. That means you're going to do less things. If you're a psychopath like me with training, this is going to be the most discipline that you will ever have to have. And that is the discipline to not.
Yep. Especially, and I think I told you the last time I did a big taper before a triathlon, I was driving people crazy. I had so much energy, and I just was not doing the big long runs and the long bikes and anything anymore, that I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was like, hey guys, what are we doing? What's going on? I was a border collie level of like annoyance with something. Cause I was so cranked up and ready to go. Yeah.
And if you're like me, the thing that you worry about is getting out of shape or losing your gains.
Can't lose the gains, Scott.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
What's actually going to happen is that all of that crap you've been putting your body through, all the breakdown, all the catabolic damage you've been doing to your body, hopefully you've been dialing in your nutrition so that your body repairs itself, but you're breaking it down. What this week is going to do is allow it to heal, and it will get stronger. Right. When you come back to training after a deload or a taper, you're going to be stronger. You're going to lift more weights. You're going to run faster. You're going to do all those things because you have allowed your body to repair itself.
And it's going to feel amazing.
It's going to feel so good. So during this time, I want you to back off of any heavy weight training, any long runs, or any intense runs, any high intensity interval stuff, sprints, any extreme hill running or anything like that. Back off of that. We're still exercising, but we're backing off. So we're going to do calisthenics instead of heavy weight training. Loaded carries. We're still dialing in. I mentioned dial in your grip endurance.
Yep.
So do some loaded carries. Get some light kettlebells or light bumper plates, or put canned goods in a bag, in a grocery bag or something, and carry that stuff around for minutes and minutes, and as long as you can. Because you're going to get out on the race and there are a few feats of strength. Obviously, you're going to be fatigued as you get towards the end of the race from all the different stuff that you're doing. So train that grip endurance.
Yep.
And walking or light jogs only. Stay on your feet. Keep yourself moving. Keep your body, you've regulated your body to a certain point, so don't get dysregulated. So keep yourself moving. Keep your feet moving. Go for walks and light jogs. You can still run, but don't push it. And also trail walks. Get back out, get your feet and your ankles.
Keep the ankles going.
Yeah, used to that. Now, I don't want you blasting through the trails because I don't want you to break your ankle 4 days.
Or ever,
really. But 4 days before a race. Which brings me to this. I am going to... pulled this up. I want to share my screen. So if you're listening on podcasts, you're going to want to go find the video because I'm about to show you something. Whatever you do during race week, stay away from trampolines.
Oh, is this what I think
Trampolines are the devil. So here it is right here. This is security video footage of me 3 days before Newberry.
And it's only the security footage because that's what you call it. It's not like you broke in.
Right. This is at Motive School of Movement. This is where I worked, and this is where I trained, and I was there. The only reason I was there is because I just wanted to keep moving. I wanted to do something, right? So this is why this whole segment is in the thing here. So before I show, all right, you know what? Can you see the little one on top of the bigger video, or do I need to share a different tab?
Yeah.
All right, that one. Let me share this one first because I want y'all to know that.
Oh, there we've got 2 angles. I think I only ever saw the one.
Yeah, but no, this is a different day.
Oh, okay.
But I put this video together because I want y'all to see that I'm actually for an old guy, I'm really talented. I can do some cool
look,
stuff.
I wasn't out doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Right, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm good at what I'm doing here. I actually have some skills. Look at that. That's pretty rad, right? Backflip onto a point.
Skills.
All right. Now I'm going to pause right here. Now I'm going to go back to this video. That is why I'm going to tell you to stay away from trampolines. 3 days before Newberry, I have a beast and a super. Or no, I had a beast and a sprint that I was going to run. And this happened 3 days before the race. I broke my back. My one set of x-rays showed that I broke a transverse process. Another set of x-rays showed that I didn't, but boom. So I'm about 7 feet in the air and came down just a little bit left of my tailbone onto the back of my pelvis there. And right underneath that yellow pad is a steel frame. And that yellow pad's about that thick. And I have never felt pain that bad in my entire life.
I landed on it once with my feet from like 1 foot in the air, and it was painful.
So and here's me getting up. You see my face?
Yeah, suddenly you're like, something ain't right.
The grab right there. That's where I grab, and I'm like,
something ain't right.
This, and by the way, that was almost 2 years ago, and I still feel that.
Yeah.
So I jacked up my sciatic nerve there and did some damage. So don't do stupid. Stay away from trampolines in race week. Maybe most people should probably stay away from trampolines
in general. Yeah.
But the moral of the story is don't do unnecessary things during race week. Don't go take chances with your health during race week. All right? Fair enough? Good. Nutrition. This is where we really want to dial in. We started getting our nutrition routine together, but this is where I want you to start dialing in your calories and your macros and start sliding your meal times a little bit earlier. Now, a little caveat here is I am actually doing this based on an early start time.
Yeah.
If you're running any of the competitive heats, you're going to be running super early. And most people don't do heavy workout or exercise stuff early. Their body's not used to it.
That is something,
and it will throw your system off.
Yeah.
So if you are running if you're running an open heat or a later in the day race, this probably won't affect you as much.
Although later in the day, though, Scott, if you are eating and then your race is like 30 minutes before you would normally eat another meal, and like you're coming out hungry, you've got to start to kind of retime that and shifting those things around.
Let me address that real quick. You should fuel up. Your main fuel meal before your race should be about 2 hours ahead of your race, and it should consist of extremely low fats, if any fat at all. I'd really prefer no fat for a pre-race meal. A moderate amount of protein, not heavy on the protein, and a whole lot of carbs. But make sure that your carbs aren't poop carbs. We don't want a lot of fiber in there. Do not eat a lot of fiber before you go race. Fat and fiber are your enemy, and heavy protein. So you're going to think, well, I'm running 13 miles and doing all these obstacles, I'm going to need a lot of protein. Well, you should have had your amino acid supply should be flowing through. This is pre-race. So this is where that's going to be heavy in your stomach. And it's also we just talked about this yesterday. It's going to redirect all your blood flow to your stomach region and away from the extremities, and it's going to cause all kinds of issues with that outside of GI issues, which high fat and heavy proteins are going to cause GI issues with that. And kind of like maybe stay away from the dairy
I'm going to say, but don't you worry, cottage cheese. Right after the race, I'm coming back for you.
But when I say, whenever you're racing, if you are running at 2:00 in the afternoon, God bless you, because this race, it's going to be 1,000,000 degrees. But that's where you want to slide your pre-race fuel meal into, and that's what you want it to consist of. So you want to eat like at noon. And if you have to make yourself a bowl to take with you in the car or something like that, then you need to do that. Don't underfuel because you didn't eat close enough to the race. So you ate 5 hours before the race and your glycogen dipped again, your blood sugar dipped again, and don't eat half an hour before the race.
And you know what I'm hearing in here, Scott? It's like we've got 2 weeks, 1 week out. So we've got our bang is bang, but we've got like the left week of bang, and then we've got like mini bang, race day of thinking about like, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time and I need to eat and like all of that. So we got mini left of bang in here on game day.
All right. So dial in the calories. You're going to be tempted to, do weird things with your food. Don't overdo, because guess what? You're not training hard this week.
Sorry, like make it put on a wig and dance the cha-cha. Don't do that weird shit with your food. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
But people are getting up to towards race day, and they're like, "Oh, I need to eat 3,000 calories and do all that." No. Don't.
I need a carbo load.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that in a second. Fight all of those urges. You need to actually make sure that your calorie consumption is commensurate with the work that you're now doing, which is way less than it has been. So take it easy and make sure that your macros are, once again, we're starting to taper off the fat content, but we still need it.
Now, let me ask you something, Scott. Do you find that hard? Because I know when I'm eating at a certain level and working out at a certain level, but then I taper down and I try to take my food back, I am hungry. Yeah. Like I am still hungry because my body is like, hey, we're working out a lot. And I'm like, no, body, it's been 2 days. We're now just working out a little, but I'll come back. Yeah. But I'm hungry.
Well, the solution to that is eat often. So take your daily calories, whatever that number is 2,000, whatever your calories are, and eat 5 times a day. Split them up, eat 5 times a day. Don't go long stretches without eating, so that you're going to be a gremlin when you get to your next meal and you just eat all kinds of crap you don't need to be eating. That's good question. Good point. So that would be the recommendation for that. Take your total calories for the day that you're going to need for maintenance, because you're maintenance right now. You're not working on gains, and you're not in a deficit.
Always working on gains, Scott.
You're in maintenance. Don't overeat, and taper off the fat, taper off the fiber. Keep your protein at baseline. So don't cut protein, don't add protein. Keep your whatever, it should be somewhere around 30 to 35% of your total calories. Keep it there. Take the calories that you cut with fat and add them onto your carbohydrates. But we're not adding calories. We're borrowing the calories from the fats and putting it over into the carbs, which is going to actually allow you to eat more, because the calories in fat is more than double the calories in carbohydrates.
So if there was ever a time to peanut butter responsibly, it's absolutely during that week.
It's too much fat.
Yeah. I mean, So responsible peanut buttering.
Responsible peanut butter.
Responsible peanut
Yes.
buttering that week is almost no peanut buttering.
Yes, we're always promoting responsible
Meredith,
peanut
we need to
buttering
get some merch going with
in the
that.
store. So that is dialing in your calories and your macros. And as I said, start sliding your meal times a little bit earlier now. Don't try to just eat all of your meals early the day before the race. Just start sliding. If you typically, let's say, okay, for me, my my age group super on Saturday, 2 weeks from yesterday, is at 7:45 in the morning. It takes me about an hour to get to the venue, but I'm going to get there. Yeah, I'm going to get there as early as I can.
Yeah.
Whenever they open the gates, I'm going to get there because I got to get checked in. Although at that point in time, the check-in lines aren't bad, which I'm going to cover that here in a second. But I need to get there. I need to stow my gear. I need to get myself ready, and I need to warm up.
Yep.
So I need that time. So I'm going to have to leave here. I'm going to have to leave home at, I'm going to have to get up at like 4.
Yeah. Well, and two,
which means I'm going to need to eat at 4:15.
Yeah.
Right? What were you going to say?
I was going to say, and you know this venue too. So for somebody that doesn't know the venue, like you've got to bake in a little time to probably get lost a little bit, get your surroundings. And I know they do a really nice job of laying it all out, but it can still just be, daunting to go into a new place that you don't know. And it's like, oh, parking here, parking there. I turned down the wrong thing, especially when I was going there with a horse trailer. I was like, I cannot back this horse. I do not want to back this horse trailer up.
And the point of that is control the things that you can control. And that's why I'm doing this right here.
Yep.
If you're one of those that we talked about, like, I'm just going to kind of wing it, great. But you start running into issues when you do that you didn't foresee in your devil may care take
get
on
lost
life.
in the parking lot.
But start sliding those meals a little bit earlier. So if you eat dinner at 7:00 in this week before, start eating dinner at 6:50. Then the next day, eat it at 6:30. Then before you know, you're going to get to where, and I'm sliding all of my meals.
Yeah.
So, you can't disrupt your schedule too much with your job and your life and your kids and all that kind of stuff. But start sliding all of that stuff so that it's not such a shock to the system.
The meal slide.
The meal slide. Slide to the left. So it's not such a shock to the system on race day when you get up and you try to eat something at 4:30 and you just like, your system's like, no, I can't do this. And hydration. I don't care how hot it is at this race. If you're a heat casualty, I scoff in your general direction. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
There are, for the last 30 years, there have been Marines in the desert where it's 130 degrees, wearing 60 pounds of gear and full battle rattle, not dying of heat prostration because they know how to hydrate.
Yeah.
That's an extreme example. But what I want to say, and Shane's here. Is Shane here? I just saw him wave. Unless that's on my, so maybe he just waved on something else. Anyway, I was talking about hydration. All right. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. If you dehydrate, if you become a heat casualty, cramps, dehydration, anything like that on race day, that's your fault. You've had a lot of time to figure this out.
Yeah.
So how do you avoid that? Well, you need to be drinking 80 to 100 ounces of water. If you live where we live and if you train like we train out in the heat, you need to be drinking more water than that. And you also need to be, there are electrolyte supplements. And we've talked about electrolyte supplements in the past, and I generally don't espouse them because most people don't need them.
Yep.
You get most of your electrolytes not endogenously. You get it from food. That's exogenous, but you get it from food, or your body does produce this stuff on its own. But you get most of that if you're eating a reasonable diet of whole foods and stuff. You're going to get most of the electrolytes that you need. But if you're over the top with heat and you're sweating a lot, you do need to replace that stuff. Yeah. So if you don't want to spend $30 on Element or whatever else, which is basically salt water with lemon, make your own.
Yeah.
You know what you can make it with?
Salt, water, and lemon?
Yes.
Hey, A+.
That stuff's real cheap.
Yeah.
You can make your own and it tastes just like it.
Yeah.
Fill your water bottle up, put like 2 ounces of lemon juice in there and about a teaspoon of salt.
Sea salt or just salt?
Doesn't matter. If you have thyroid issues, use iodized table salt. Kosher salt, sea salt, all that stuff is either low or no iodine. So there's a little health tip for you. I had to learn that recently. And the day of, I'm going to get to day of hydration here in just a second, but you should be, you can't be drinking beer and whiskey and eating fried chicken the week of the race and then get to the like the night before you start chugging water. That ain't how this works. I was going to
say, your hydration is not a sprint. It's a marathon.
If you don't want to be miserable and be one of those people that I see every single time I race, laid out in the grass, holding their calf or their side or whatever, or they got the medical team around them, just drink water, man. Use a little salt and lemon juice if you need to. If you want to go out and spend a bunch of money on electrolyte stuff, make sure you get something that's not loaded with B6.
Okay.
B6 in megadoses can cause peripheral neuropathy. It can really be dangerous.
That sounds bad. What is that?
It's awful. It's a nerve disease that causes severe pain permanently. And
we don't want that.
Limits mobility. So this was discovered when people were megadosing electrolytes. Like, YouTube said I need electrolytes, and that influencer said I need electrolytes. So I'm going to have all the electrolytes. So look at your labels, B6. If you see any kind of megadose, like more than 5 milligrams of B6 in a dose, take it easy. And don't buy it. And if it does have B6 and if it's 5 milligrams or less, don't take 5 doses of it a day. You're probably going to be okay. The max safe level of consumption of B6 is about 100 milligrams per day, but people were consuming more of it because of these electrolyte powders.
Yeah.
But there are cases of peripheral neuropathy in people that were taking way less than 100 milligrams of B6 a day.
Tell me if this is true for you, Scott, as far as electrolytes go, because I know you say a lot of people don't know. I know personally, I'm a person that needs a little bit extra, and I can tell, like, when I'll just go throw some salt under my tongue, and when I start to immediately feel better, I'm like, you idiot, you need your electrolytes. But I have found that when I am really low in electrolytes, drinking the Element, like if you make a full thing of Element, how it's supposed to, let's say on the package, the first time I ever had some of that, I was like, whoa, did I stick my head in the ocean? What's going on? But I have found that it tastes better when my body actually needs it. Have you found that too? It's just kind of a little rule of thumb.
Your body
for me will tell you,
yes,
we need this ocean water in us right now. Yep. And so I've just a little rule of thumb. So if it tastes not super salty and actually kind of good, your body's saying like, hey, thanks for this.
Yeah, exactly. So, and sleep. Start adjusting your sleep routine, especially, once again, we're talking about early starts here. You got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning one day, and you're used to getting up at 6:30 in the morning. It's going to be a shock to the system, and nothing's going to work right.
Yeah.
Your digestive system is going to be, you're going to try to eat, then digestive system is going to go haywire, and all this kind of stuff. So you don't want that to happen. So start adjusting your sleep routine, just like we slid our meals. Start sliding your bedtime. Go to bed a little earlier, get up a little earlier in a commensurate fashion. Okay?
Cha-cha that bedtime real slow.
That's right. If you didn't get that, you've never been to a wedding, I guess. I had wedding flashbacks to that one. And right here, this is where you're going to start working on your calluses. So hopefully you've been lifting without gloves.
I was going to say, when you're talking about grip, I'm like, and what about my little precious baby hands?
And swinging without gloves on rings and doing things like that. I need you to take off the gloves and use chalk if you need to for grip, but you've got to build up these calluses. But there's another side to it. You do not want your calluses to rip off in the middle of a race.
Hurts.
So this particular time of prep, the week before, is when you're going to start filing them a little bit.
Taking care of your calluses.
Take an emery board.
Yeah.
Be gentle and file some of that big dead callus off of there. Don't file it all away.
No.
But make sure, because when you grip, what's going to happen is your skin
Yep.
pinches up right there, and it's going to rip that callus off.
Because it's like a hard knot. Like it's a whole
Yeah.
entity. So it just comes.
So, but not only do I want you to file it down, I want you to moisturize them a little
Yeah.
bit too, because they're not going to rip off
Yep.
if they're pliable. If they're all hard and crusty, you may think that's good,
Yeah,
but it's
no.
not. It's going to rip off. Also, not just your hands. You can get calluses on your feet too if you've
My
been
feets.
running. Some people, you might get them, depending on your gait, your footfalls, you might get them on the pads of your feet behind your toes or on your heels. I get one. I forget if it's normal or weird if your middle toe is longer than the rest of them.
Thompson toe.
Is that weird?
Yeah, I actually think it's quite common, so I don't think it's weird,
Okay.
but it's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's just a little bit, tiny little bit longer than my big toe. So the end of that, the end of that toe gets a little callus on it. So I take nail clippers and I clip it off and I file it a little bit. So take care of your calluses. All right. Any questions about any of that?
So I also need to make a correction because I was like, it's called Thompson toe, right? It actually means it's Morton's toe, but it's mistakenly referred to as Thompson toe often. So there you go. I learned something today.
Something new every day. We are now 2 days out. 2 days out from race day. I want you to do this 2 days out. Not 1 day out, not 3 days out. Specifically, 2 days out. I want you to trim your nails, your fingernails, and your toenails. Now, for someone like you, what does that mean to you? Shh, let me see your nails. What are you going to do?
Well, I wouldn't have gotten them done, right? Like that's the thing. I wouldn't have gotten them done. But what does that mean to me to get them trimmed?
No, I mean, that's
Oh.
because I know that you have
Yeah,
those
you know, I
nails.
know I've got
so
these
what are
big
you going to
nails.
do? You wouldn't have.
I
you
can't.
would have gotten,
No, I
you would
wouldn't
have gotten rid of it.
Yeah. No, I would have. I would keep them a lot shorter if I
So,
needed to grip onto things.
And why do I want you to trim your nails 2 days, not 3, not 1, not 4, not on race day?
Because you got to give it time to like kind of adjust and whatnot. Because more of your fingers, if you have long fingernails or toenails, more of your finger or toe is going to be exposed, and so you need to have a little more time
Also,
with that to be out there.
things can
And then
happen.
we'll
You might cut a nail a little short.
Cut a cuticle.
Gonna
Yep.
give it a day or so to grow back a little bit, so it's not going to be like needles every time you touch something
hurt.
with that finger. 2 days out.
And the same, it's like, but I would say I've made this mistake. I got a haircut like 2 or 3 days out. And if you're a woman and I cut bangs, and I cut my bangs a little shorter than normal, and they used to fit in my ponytail, and then suddenly they didn't fit in my ponytail and I didn't bring a headband. And so I'm sheepdogging it like through my whole like race and hating life because then you get so sweaty and it flops you in the face and whatnot. So you talk about cutting things, but not your hair.
All right. And this is where you want to make sure, and this is where I'm going to talk about carb loading. You want to make sure that you keep your calories and your protein, consistent, but dial up the carbs, cut the fat and fiber. This is where we're getting your body. You've already started slowly adjusting. Now we're going to make sure that we're right in the zone where we need to be, because this is where you need to top off your glycogen stores, because you've been doing light exercise, but you've been doing exercise. You've been walking, you've been doing things like that. So you're still using glycogen. So carb loading is a myth.
Which is so too bad because they used to take the swim team to like Maggiano's and let us eat a bunch of spaghetti, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever."
Carb loading is a myth, sort of. The thing that you just described is the thing that I've known my entire life
That they
of
do,
athletic
like,
training. Go eat a big plate of spaghetti the night before.
Yep.
No.
Carb up.
Please don't do that. You're going to throw your system so far out of whack because unless that's what you eat every night.
I guess I gotta make a lifestyle change.
So that kind of carb loading,
Yes.
when you say carb loading, that's what people think of.
Yeah, because that's what they did to us in high school. On my generation,
Right.
It was like carb loading was going out and having. And I guess as a high schooler, you can be a little
Yeah.
more.
So what you need to
loose
do,
with that.
as I mentioned, keep your protein baseline, 30 to 35% of your calories. Don't change anything here. Eat what you've been eating.
Yep.
But as I said, we're cutting the fat and the fiber. We're borrowing the calories from there to here. Now, 2 days out, this is where you can jack up your calories a little bit. I'm not talking 700-800 calories. But this is where we want to really push the top off of our glycogen stores, because that is our primary source of energy. But you can overdo it.
Yeah.
Two things can happen. Food is energy. Two things can happen, and two things only can happen to energy. It can either be used or stored. It cannot disappear. So your body is, when you eat this food, your body's, the mechanisms, your liver and your kidneys and all your stomach and all the things, your veins and your organs and your hormones are going to push those nutrients where they need to be in an order of priority, whatever needs it the most. So your glycogen stores, it's going to go to your muscles. It's going to top the tanks off and do all that kind of stuff. But any of it that you don't use is eventually going to be stored in your fat cells. That's okay here if you don't way overdo it.
Yeah.
And you can, eating a giant heaping plate of pasta or two the night before a race is way overdoing it.
Yeah.
So your body's just going to use what it can. It won't use any more than that. And it'll eliminate a certain portion of it through natural means, but it will store a lot of that in your fat cells, and you just don't want it there.
Need it, yeah.
This is a high-intensity exercise that you're going to be doing. You're not going to be burning energy from your fat stores until your glycogen runs out.
Yeah.
Which is why where mid-race refueling comes in. All right, here we are. We're down to the day before. We're day before the race. This is where you want to gather your things.
Get all the things
clothes
together.
that you've tested, the shoes and socks that you've tested, all the things that you've bought and that you've prepared to get yourself ready. Get those things together in a go bag. So that in the morning when you get up at 4 a.m. or whatever.
About it, yeah.
You're not using
I'm
that
the same
bandwidth.
with just trying to get to an early airport flight. Like I lay out what I'm going to wear. I grab my bag because I don't trust myself in the morning to think through important things.
Yep. Make yourself a go bag with all of those things. Make yourself a checklist. I should have said that earlier. Make a checklist of all the things that you need. I am your human checklist right now, but make sure that you make a checklist. And if you're so fortunate and blessed to be married to someone who is like a human Excel spreadsheet, then ask them. Like what I always say to you is, all right, start saying, she goes, do you have everything? I'm like, I don't know. But I make my nothing in my exit is out of place. Wallet, watch, phone, keys, whatever, all that stuff. And she's like, you got everything? You forget everything? I don't know. And I start naming stuff. And I tell her, start naming things, start saying stuff. Because invariably, even though I've made this list and I've packed and I've done everything ahead of time, I will forget to grab something.
Yeah.
Even if you made a smoothie and you put it in the fridge so it's ready, then you forget to get it out of the fridge.
Right, exactly. Because I was getting ahead of the game, but I forgot what I did. That's why you need a competent partner. Where I'm at. So, all right. So yeah, gather your things, make a go bag and also a mud bag. Have a bag that you can put all of your muddy crap into, your shoes and socks and underwear and all of the stuff that's on you that's going to be disgusting that you don't want touching your car.
And if that's 2 grocery shopping bags, cool. Just remember to bring them.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And on this day, I want you to go for an easy walk.
Okay.
That's all. Don't go for a trail run. Don't jump on the trampoline. Just go for an easy walk. Keep your body moving. Keep everything moving, but we're not blowing through our energy stores or stressing our muscles. We're just moving our parts. And this is where you want to eat. We've slid our meals and our sleep time. That this is where we especially want to eat our meals early, especially dinner, and then go to bed and get up early. So for me, that night, the night before, because I'm going to get up at like 4, I will eat dinner probably at 4:30 in the afternoon. And I will probably go to bed.
Like a true old person.
I'll probably go to bed at 8:30. 8 or 8:30.
Get your blue plate special on.
Yep. And then I'll be up at 4, and my system, I will have adjusted my system to where it needs to be. So all the things that need to happen in the morning can happen in the morning. And when I eat, my body will be ready to receive that food, because I didn't eat at 8 o'clock
At night,
p.m. the night before. And now it's all of a sudden it's only
Yeah, it's almost
8 hours
a couple hours later.
And it's
yeah.
like, because typically the break of the fasts, of the overnight fast, is usually about 12 hours. It should be anyway, something like that. So that brings us to race day.
Yep.
Here we are. Bang!
Bang day.
In big capital bold letters, I want you to tattoo this on your forehead. Don't do that. Write this down, put it on the wall somewhere, and remember this for the rest of your life. Don't do anything new on race day. We've already done all the things. We've already tested our clothes and our shoes. We've broken everything in. We've manipulated our routines and meals and sleep to where it needs to be. Don't get a wild hair and try. You know what? I haven't thought about this at all for this entire process, but I think I'm going to do this today. No.
Or you get there and there's like a vendor like, oh, those shoelaces are cute. I want the bright green ones on my shoes, and like swapping out your shoelaces. It could seem so harmless, but things like that can really throw things off.
Shoelaces can seem harmless, and they can really hurt you. Would you like me to tell that story now?
That was your segue.
Okay. On all of my shoes, not just my training shoes, I use lock laces. This is not a sponsored endorsement, but these are called lock laces. That is the brand name of the thing. They are elastic. They loop through, and they go through this little slider thingy so you can tighten and loosen it. And the end tucks right here. And I never, ever, 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 ever have to worry about my shoes coming untied when I'm running or when I'm competing. So I use those in all of my shoes, which is awesome, until you are running downhill through the woods, and there's a bunch of slow people on the trail in front of you, and the trail's only like this wide. So you take a detour around through the woods, and you have to jump over a fallen log in the woods. So here's what happened. I'm in midair. I'm trucking, right? I am absolutely busting ass. My time is phenomenal. My body feels great. My mind is sharp. Everything is going according to plan. And all of a sudden in midair, it was like a cartoon. I stopped moving, and I didn't know why. Why am I not moving anymore? And this is a split second. Why am I not moving anymore? What's happening? Joink! Boom! Hit the ground. My lock lace, my elastic lock lace, had caught a little piece of a limb or something, a little stub, a little whatever that was sticking up out of that log that I jumped over. And it didn't come untied, and it didn't break. So that's a good product. And it took me down. Now, I could just get back up and dust myself off and keep running, which I would have done, except for I looked down at my leg, and my calf muscle was about 4 inches from where it should have been. And immediately I'm doing triage, and I'm like, well, this is it for my race. Crap. Now this is going to take me 4 months to rehab. What's happening here? And I reached down, and it was in hyperspasm. So it was on the side of my leg.
Yep.
And in hyperspasm. I was cooked. I was done.
Yeah.
Except
you were stuck.
The two guys directly behind me saw this and came running over to me. They were both doctors.
Yep. You got
and
lucky.
So I'm like, I don't know. They saw it.
Yeah.
And so they both, one took my leg and straightened it out. The other one did something to my calf muscle.
He just Mr. Miyagi'd it.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, there it was. It went right back into place. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt at all. And I jumped up and I thanked them. I'm like, sweet, I appreciate you. And I was gone. So be careful of your lock laces. All right, so don't do anything new on race day. What are the worst things that can happen on race day? If you've ever competed in a Spartan race or a road race or any kind of competition, particularly one that starts early in the morning, and you are less than studious about your nutrition, and maybe you like to imbibe a few with your friends the night before, The number one worst thing that can happen, and everybody out there that's experienced knows where I'm going with this. Race poops. You don't want the race poops.
Well, and two, I was going to say, like, I just in general carry around emergency pants everywhere. Like, put that on your pack list, emergency pants.
Check. Put that in your go bag.
Especially if you're nervous. You know what? I wouldn't even get race poops from drinking the night before. I would do it because I'd be nervous before competition, which is also why the porta potties are heinous. Bring your own toilet paper.
Yes. We're going to get to that. We don't want the race poops. We do not want dehydration or cramps. We don't want ripped calluses. We don't want a DNF. That's do not finish because any of these things happen. Those are the worst things that's going to happen to you on a race day. And what do they all have in common?
Race poops?
All of those things that I said. What do all those things have in common? They're all controllable variables, preventable by you.
Yeah.
So don't have that happen to you. All right, here we go. What to wear. What to wear during your Spartan race.
Scott, I'm going to wear the same thing that I've been training in for the last 2 weeks.
I'm trying to think about what No, I would wear much less than that.
Okay.
Wear as little as humanly possible, as little as the law will allow you to wear.
But I'm talking about the stuff that I've been already broken in and things, so I know what I'm going to wear. I know what I'm going to wear because I've been working in it to make sure there's nothing new on race day.
Right, so circling back to that, what are we going to put on as little as possible? If you're comfortable, if you're a woman and you're comfortable running out in public in a sports bra,
do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with that, make sure that you have tight-fitting tank top or some top of some kind, because that stuff's going to start getting caught on things and hanging down and all that kind of stuff.
So tighter clothes are better for this type of race. Okay.
Yes, tight clothes are better for this. Some people take that a little too far. Some of the guys are you're seeing a little bit more than you want to see, but whatever, it's race day. So wear as little as possible. Men typically will race in shorts, and that's it. Yeah. Because we have that
luxury.
Luxury. No cotton. Do not wear cotton. If your socks are like a cotton poly blend, something like that, that's fine. It's kind of hard to find athletic socks that aren't padded, that are all nylon or a poly blend. So if
they're out there though.
Yeah, but no full cotton socks. No cotton at all, because cotton is going to get hot. It's going to hold on to water and sweat.
Heavy.
And it's going to keep the heat into you. Yes, it's going to get heavy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be wet, whether it's your own sweat or the water that you're falling in or mud that you're climbing through. Your shorts. This is hot weather. Now, if you're super duper cold weather, you may not be running in shorts, although a lot of people do. Because when you're cranking this high intensity exercise out, you warm up pretty quickly. But again, we're talking specifically this hot weather event. So if they had these when I was in the Marines 1,000 years ago, I would have been a lot less miserable. Compression shorts. Wear the booty shorts or the compression shorts that keep everything in place and also keep your shorts or whatever that you're wearing from chafing in the between your legs as your thighs are rubbing together. And your compression shorts should be just a little bit longer than the shorts or the bottoms that you have on. I have several. So these are longer ones that I wear everywhere, every day, winter, summer, whatever. But for running, for any kind of running training, I do have these little sassy things right here.
I did not expect you to call those sassy.
But
okay,
they're tiny. And
go off, Queen. Let's go.
I will do, if I need to get some sun on my legs, and I'm wearing my
maybe some other places.
I'm wearing my my little 3-inch inseam shorts.
What?
I'm going to wear these, but I actually prefer these, which are a little bit longer, and these will come down just below the bottom of the leg opening of my 3-inch running shorts. These are the shorts that I run my supers in, because you got to fly the colors and you got to be. What did I used to run in? Right? Yeah, black or gray or whatever, and she could never find me. So
good point. Yeah,
I like to show my gratitude for the place that I live, But these are 3-inch inseams. These are actually board shorts, and they actually have the liner, which is a pain in the ass. But
that's a good idea, so your people can find you. Because at my horse shows, it's like, oh, look, a girl in a blue jacket on a bay horse. Girl in a blue jacket.
yeah, we're gonna get. I want you to talk about that. I know what time it is, but these aren't the greatest, which is why I brought them out. They look cool, but they're a little.
I can hear them from over here.
They're a little balloony.
Yes.
So there's a lot. They're not tight around the legs like I would prefer them. So they get bunched up a little bit in the crotch when I run, and I don't like that. But I'll still wear them for my super on Saturday. For my sprint, I will be wearing something else. Something that I want you to also take with you, because you can take gels and snacks and gummies and things, mustard packets if you need that, pickle juice or whatever your stupid freaking dehydration cures are. I just started running, and it used to be back in the day when you had people had those armbands that they put their phones in.
Yeah.
That was a pain. How many people these days do you see running with their phone in their hand? I'm like, my God. So this was the one. I've had this for probably 10 years, and it's very low profile. It goes around your waist, buckles. It's all elastic and nylon. But these pockets that look tiny, they actually expand. So you can put your phone in here. I do not recommend carrying your phone during the race because it's going to get wet and muddy.
Yeah, it's going to get destroyed.
But you can keep your gels and your cookies and whatever, and it's got 2 of those pockets, and it goes around your waist and it stays out of the way. I do have a bigger one if you do want to take your phone with you. This one has 2 pockets here that are deep and can fit an iPhone Pro whatever 17
Pro
Max.
17 maximum effort.
And it also has 2 smaller pockets that you can keep.
That's what happens when I get bored in an airport.
Stuff like that in.
I buy a giant phone.
I very definitely recommend running in these because that'll keep your. I don't want stuff flapping around in my pockets, and it's easy access. I don't have to stop to just. I can reach back and unzip that thing. Your shoes. We talked about your shoes. This is where it's. You've already made this decision. But as I said, I just want to keep bringing this up. Don't go out and buy expensive shoes if you don't need to. You can run in some knockarounds as long as they have support and they're comfortable and they're not going to fall off your feet or disintegrate. And as we said, socks, thin athletic socks, high or low, that's up to you. That's up to your preference.
Cut.
Some people like the high, what were they called? Not the thigh highs, but the other ones.
Crew socks?
Crews.
Yeah.
Some people like those because it protects your ankles when you're doing a J-hook on the rope climb. So you don't get rope burns.
Or I see a lot of people in knee socks.
Yeah. And a lot of those are compression socks anyway. So that's up to you. I like to run in the low cut socks because I can't stand I feel like I'm being choked to death when I have socks like that. And the aforementioned lock laces. If you're careful and you don't get almost killed by a log because your lock lace caught on it, it will keep you from having, you cinch them up and you don't think about it. You won't get your laces. You won't trip over untied laces.
Yeah, you don't have to untie them.
Or you don't have to stop and tie your laces. So that's what's going on with that. That's what I want you to wear. What to eat and drink. 2 hours before the start of your race, not 2 hours before you leave your house or 2 hours, whatever, 2 hours before your start time. I want you to eat this. You can vary this, but this right here is a really good, high energy, easily digestible combo. Plain oatmeal. Do not make oatmeal from a packet. Do not make sugary oatmeal. Plain oats. Boil it. It takes like 2 minutes. Add peanut butter, a little bit of peanut butter.
Responsibly.
1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Honey, banana, and blueberries. Also, I want you to have a piece of toast, and that can be either white or sourdough. Don't have whole grain bread. Remember, we're cutting back on the fiber. We don't want the race poops. I need a sound for race poops. That's what I want you to eat. Take that and figure out, if you don't like some of that stuff, figure out a good replacement for it. There's plenty of stuff that you can do, but I like those fruits and those sugar sources that I named because they're very, very easily digestible and very bioavailable. And lemon and salt water. Like I said, you don't need to go out and get you crazy expensive
Element is crazy expensive. I
It's
like
insane,
it, but
dude.
wow, is it expensive?
Really is. So lemon and salt water, like I said, like 32 ounces of water, an ounce or two of lemon juice, and like a teaspoon of salt.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be good to go. Okay. Now, on the way to the venue, I want you to get a Gatorade or whatever your sports drink of choice is, and dilute it by half with water, plain water, not electrolyte water, plain water. Don't just dump it out on the sidewalk. Get yourself a container, pour half of it in there, pour half of the water in there, and I want you to sip that on your way to the venue. Don't guzzle it, because you should be hydrated already, but we're topping off the tanks, and we don't want to over sugar with like straight Gatorade or whatever. So half water, half Gatorade, sip it. That's your hour prior to race time. All right, things to bring. Bring your ID and your ticket. Don't forget your ticket. Now, it's hard to forget tickets these days.
Because a lot of them are digital.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up as well. I'm going to share this. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to your Spartan account, and you are going to go to events. You're going to click on your event. I'll click on the one that our team is running, and right up there, you're going to see view tickets. There's your ticket. Screenshot that bad boy. Screenshot it and put it in your phone. If you have the Spartan app, you can open the app and it will give you an option to add it to your Apple Wallet or your Google, whatever the other one is. Don't be the idiot that's standing there trying to, because you're going to be in the middle of a field in the middle of
trying
nowhere.
to get service.
Right. You're not going to have any cell signal, and there's going to be 9,000 other people trying to do the same thing. Screenshot it or put it in your wallet, your digital wallet on your phone. And also, while you're waiting in line, don't get up to the counter and start pulling that shit up then. Have that stuff ready and your ID. You're going to need to look at your driver's license to make sure you are who you say you are. And you want to minimize what you bring in with you.
Yeah.
Storage. There is storage. You can either rent a locker, which I have done in the past, and it was fine, but it wasn't really worth it because they do have a bag check, and it's free, and it's secure.
Yeah.
So use the bag check. All right. So what else do you want to bring? Beach towels. You're going to need to not only dry yourself off, but I use beach towels and these as dressing rooms. So I'll open, we have a 4-door automobile with a hatchback. So I open both doors so they're out like wings, and I will clamp a beach towel onto the top. I will clamp one of these onto the top of each door, and I have my own dressing room. Along with that is window shades. So you can go on Amazon or whatever and buy window shades that fit your car so you can block out so people can't see through on the other side. Or if you do what I've done a couple times is put the window shades up and just slide in the back of the car in the hatch and do everything in there.
I've done that. Or you can just get your car completely tinted, blacked out like I did. Yep. Which is, totally legal.
Next thing I want you to bring.
Baby wipes.
Dude wipes, baby wipes, whichever kind of wipe. I like these because they're huge. The towels are like this big. And not only do you need these to cleanse yourself, your bodily functions, because as you said, porta potties are gross. Now, should Spartan or whoever's in charge of the venue, sometimes they're not in charge of the venue, should they be cleaning and servicing those porta potties very regularly? Of course they should. Don't leave that up to somebody else.
Yeah.
Take these in there with you. What if it's out of toilet paper?
Yep.
And that toilet paper sucks.
Yeah.
It's 1-ply toilet paper.
Yep.
Take these. Also, you're going to be, especially here at this venue in the South, we got red mud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything. You're going to be trying to clear red mud out of your aura forever.
Yeah.
So before you... and also, they do have cleaning, like rinse-off stations, but a lot of times there's 40 people waiting there, and they don't work half the time. So just walk out to your car, get your baby wipes or your dude wipes or whatever, and wipe yourself down there before you change clothes to get in the car and come home. Also, bring your first aid kit. And I don't care what you put in your first aid kit, and I'm getting him to show the camera, and I don't have a camera. These two things. Bring alcohol white pads and
You hesitated. Bring alcohol. White pads.
Yeah,
Dang
you can pour vodka on your wounds if you want to, but bring the alcohol prep pads, little alcohol wipes, and Neosporin or antibiotic cream, whatever. These two things will help you because you're going to get scraped up and you're going to get banged up and you're going to be a nasty, who knows what is in that water and mud. Because there's a lot of horses around this venue. So make sure that you have those two things in your first aid kit. If join go live 4 3 2 1.
Yay.
And we're back.
in.
Let me get Lacey's camera back on.
So I'm not upside down. Not upside down.
Second camera. Connecting you to the studio. Just let me wrap this up. I'm almost done. All right. And we're going to... Where's...
I was gonna say nobody needs to see me. In fact, we could just put like a cardboard cutout and then take a picture of it and then be like, yeah, put her up there. There you go. Yeah, she's here.
I'm going to do it this time. Connect device as second camera. Connecting you to the studio.
I ended up with 2
Join
dogs.
session. Where's the little icon for me to be able to flip the camera?
There you go.
So I'm going to have to make
Oh.
sure that you
Hello, me.
are centered.
Let me in.
Fix your... Huh?
You need to let me in.
Are you good?
Oh, yeah, it looks crooked. There we go.
All right, we are back. Sorry, we lost our connection there. Anyway, baby wipes, dude wipes, clean your rear end, clean your body from the mud and all that. And what I said while we were gone for a second for podcast was your first aid kit. Bring your first aid kit. Put whatever the heck you want to put in your first aid kit. Just make sure that you have these two things right here. Alcohol wipes or alcohol, as you guys missed that discussion. Alcohol wipes and antibacterial cream, Neosporin or whatever. You're going to get scraped and cut up, and there's nasty stuff in that water and mud, and no one wants staph infection. If you've ever had staph infection from playing beach volleyball one time years and years ago, and that is nasty, man. So keep that in your first aid kit. If you wear glasses or contacts, bring extra contacts. Never know
Makes sense.
Never know what's going to happen.
Makes sense.
Sometimes
Sometimes those bad boys just fly at your eye.
Yep. And here's a little digression too. You might want the week before your race, you might want to spend a little time running around. If you wear contacts, see if you can see without your contacts to run and do things. I wear contacts and these glasses, but I have tested. I can't actually function without any of them.
I could not function without my contacts.
So bring extras, if for nothing else, so that you can drive home.
Oh, that's true. That's good. Yeah. Not a lot of Ubers picking you up in River Mill or Mills River.
Right. And so, as we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, you mentioned bringing extra pants. You're going to bring a change of clothes, shoes, socks, underwear, shirt, top bottoms, whatever. Being clean and dry after this race is glorious.
Yeah.
You're going to
Especially
feel
if you got a longer drive
like
home.
a new human.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have that change of clothes for you. Here's my secret weapon. Travel nail clippers. I bought 2-3 packs of these to give to my team for a total of about, $8. This will fit in any tiny little pocket that you have. And these things are a multitasker. And
I'm obsessed. I have them in my purse. I probably have some in my purse
I
right now.
have
I've got them
everywhere.
in my car. I've got them. Yeah, they're in every single one of my travel bags. Like I never leave home without the ability to clip.
If you get a hangnail,
Well,
right
and
off.
I'm
You don't have to
obsessed. Like
gnaw
if I
it
get
off of there.
if I get a snag in my nail, I can't leave it alone. So it's like I've got to
Right,
get
you
I
gotta
got to get
have
the
that.
clippers and I
Yep.
got to have it off now.
If you rip a callus, you can use those to cut it off.
You get a splinter.
You can cut. I had to wrap one of my friends that I ran with a few years back, ripped a callus off her hand, and I had to wrap it up with athletic tape, and I was able to actually cut the athletic tape with this instead of trying to rip it with my teeth or whatever. But it's got that little file in there. So this is my secret weapon that is in my pocket and in my car, my desk. I have these things everywhere. Tiny little travel nail clippers.
ones.
You can thank me later. And this big bag of stuff right here. You want in-race and pre-race fuel. So I have a bunch of stuff. These are my go-to. They're Cliff Blocks. They're black cherry. I eat 3 of these as I'm walking to the starting gate.
Cool.
And then I'll eat the rest of them, depending on how long the race I'm doing is.
Yeah.
Don't eat this whole packet because you'll be like vibrating up to the starting line. And you don't want that kind of cranky edginess. So eat 3 or 4 of them and then eat a few of them later. Also, you can use gels.
Yep.
These are the ones that I like.
Goo.
Chocolate, vanilla. I typically like to stay in the I don't want a lot of heavy flavor. They make like birthday cake flavor and stuff like that. I do not want that.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, just something light, especially in the heat.
Here's one that I did get today. I wanted to try this.
Oh, salted watermelon. Wow. Callback from callback's callback. Way back when.
And these things too. I tried these earlier before my workout today and they were horrible. But they did the job. They tasted horrible. This is why you want to test stuff ahead of time. And these right here, once again, I'm not endorsing any of these products. I'll put links and everything in the show notes.
So they're easy to find if you want to try them.
But these, as far as an in-race snack, if you're running a sprint, it's 3 freaking miles. You don't need this. But if you're running a longer race, you're probably going to want to refuel, and you're going to want something that's going to be high carb value, low fat,
and not sit heavy.
And these things are really good for that. If you want to bring along, like I see people on the Beasts and Ultras. I wear a backpack during Beasts, which I carry this stuff in because I have a lot of it. And I'll carry like my RX bars.
Yeah, probably some hydration and stuff.
In a longer race like that, you don't just need sugar, you need some extra fuel because all of your stores of everything is going to be empty.
Yep.
And here's a big one right here. Water. Should you wear a hydration pack or carry your own water? Like they make belts that have the little water bottles.
Yeah.
We have hydration packs. She hikes a lot, so she carries water. Now, here's what I have to say about that. I have never, in any length of race, ever carried water out there. Not even during the Beasts, not even during these hot weather ones. 2 things. I'm hydrated.
Yeah.
And they have water on the course.
I was going to say, they are so good about putting stations out.
Caveat. I have heard, I've never seen this, but I have read of them running out of water. I cannot possibly imagine unless you're taking 7 hours to run a sprint and it's 7 o'clock in the evening and you're the last one out there. That in that kind of situation, maybe they've run out of water at some of the stations.
Yeah.
But if you're running before noon, they're not going to run out of water.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they would run out of water up until really super late in the day. So carrying water is going to be a personal preference. I don't like it because I don't want it on my back.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to carry it around.
Sloshing
even
around
if you feel it sloshing, I think that'd be
and
awful.
I have never been a heat casualty. I've never had a problem with that, and I've never not been able to get water on the course. They have water stations about every mile, so you should be fine. Stop looking at yourself.
It's very weird. I'm like, I don't want to.
And sun protection.
Yep.
Sunscreen is just going to wash off of you, but put it on anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's going to protect you for the first part of your race. So go ahead and put the sunscreen on. If you want to do something where it's like wear a sun shirt or something like that, if you have fair skin, bring it along.
I have a sun shirt that I love.
They make, if you don't like having all that extra fabric, they make, those sleeves, like the basketball players wear.
Yeah.
And they make those for arms and legs. So bring sun protection if you need it. As we were winding this up, I want you to arrive early, super duper early. Okay. Yeah. 2-3 hours before your start time if you can, because everyone on earth is going to be on that check-in line. And these check-in lines have gotten notoriously bad, particularly on Sunday afternoons or Sunday late morning and early afternoon. It's like 3,000 people trying to check in. Well, the system's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So get there early. There's things to do. There's stuff to do. You can do a little shopping. You can go warm up. You can go watch other races. You can practice. They got practice obstacles that you can work on while you're there. So get there early. Check in. Store your gear. As I mentioned, bag storage or a locker. Yep. And warm up. Don't skip your warm up. And what I want you to do is get your joints and body ready for this. So I want you to do a dynamic warm up. Don't just sit there and do some isometric static stretches. Do some dynamic style warm ups. And one thing that I do before the start of every road race that I run, every race where I'm running, I run before the start of the race, because I don't want my heart rate at 60 when I start. I want my heart rate over 100. So I'm constantly running back and forth. I have plenty of energy stores, and I have energy with me. So get warmed up and get your heart rate revved up. A lot of the venues now with Spartan, they have you do crazy things to get to the start line. So they should be jacking your heart rate up. Like you got to crawl under barbed wire and jump over walls just to get to the starting line. But get your heart rate up. And when you're in that corral getting ready, when the guy's doing his speech and he's getting ready to start you, jog in place, move around, keep it moving. So get that engine revved up. And get your ass to the starting line in a timely fashion. Don't be that guy that's running up to the starting line, 30 seconds before the start time goes out. Just get there. Get ahead of things. And kind of along with that, I want you to, while you're out on the course, observe the rules, both written and unwritten. We're having a big problem with that right now. If you fail an obstacle, and you want to do it again because you paid a lot of money to do this race. If you're running in a competitive heat, you can't do that. But if you're running in an open heat and you want, because you can't do these things every day, fine. Get in the back of the line. Don't get right back where you were. I don't even know what kind of mindset you have to do that.
To do it,
The spear throw is notoriously bad. You throw the spear and you miss and you pull it back to you and you throw it again. And I stood behind somebody that did it like 8 times in a row last year. Like, dude, are you aware at all? If you're a slower runner, stay to the right. If you're not very adept at climbing the obstacles and somebody's coming up on you that's hitting that obstacle and going, just let them go. Just be courteous. There is a rule that anybody running the ultra, which is a double beast, it's 26 miles-ish. They do a beast twice. So they're doing 60 obstacles-ish and 26 miles-ish. And anytime, and they wear a purple bib. So anytime the purple bibs come, everybody gets out of the way. That's just a courtesy. Just observe the written and unwritten rules. Do your burpees, do your penalty laps and all that stuff. And your pace depends on the length of the race you run. If you're running a sprint, get after it. Run as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and just go. You're going to need to reserve some energy if you're running one of the longer races. So pace yourself. One of the things that I do is when I can see the obstacle, I start planning where I'm going to slow down. About 50 yards before I get to the obstacle, I'm going to stop my run. I'm going to find my lane. So there's multiple lanes that you can pick for each of these obstacles. I'm going to look where it's least crowded, and there's subtle differences in them too. So like which side you go on and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to pick my lane as I'm walking up and my heart rate's coming back down so I can do this explosive move. Then before I get on the obstacle, I'm going to find some dirt that maybe there's a little moisture to. It's not mud and it's not dust. And I'm going to smack my hands down in it and put that dirt on my hands so I'll have a good grip. Because I'm sweaty,
a little tacky.
Might be raining. The bars or rings might be muddy.
It's true.
So I want a little bit of that grip, but I don't want to wear gloves.
Yeah.
because I need that tactile feel. I've tried wearing gloves.
Yeah.
And I fell off the monkey bars
Yeah,
just because I didn't have the tactile
That makes
sensation.
sense.
And I have down here, I do carry gloves though, but I use them for ropes only. And they are these things. They're, if you look up wide receiver or football gloves, they're really super tacky right here, and they're legal. I only use these for the rope climb and the Herc hoist. And the reason I do that is not because I'm not strong enough to climb the rope or pull that sandbag up. It's because the rope is muddy and slimy and gross, and I'm strong enough to do it. And,
Yeah, and instead of fighting with it,
Right.
Yeah, just get it done.
and I hate doing a J hook because it slows me down, but that's just a personal preference. So if you do want to carry gloves, carry those kind of gloves and use them for the rope climb and the Herc hoist and nothing else. Learn how to do match off, lock off, and matching grips on the hanging obstacles. So you don't want to be in a dead hang because you have no room to go. And most people aren't strong enough to re-engage their shoulders from a dead hang. And I'm going to wrap this up by saying, don't quit. We talked about that last time. You're out there. You've trained for it.
Yep.
Don't quit, man. It's hot. It sucks. You scraped your knees up. You fell down off of something. Don't quit, man. You're going to hate yourself if you quit. And I want you to, when you finish, or if you're not running a competitive heat, when you get near the fire jump, I want you to take a knee, or after you finish, take a knee, and I want you to thank God or the universe or whatever force you like that's greater than yourself that you live somewhere that you have the freedom to do this. Because this is really special. And I want you to get your medal, and then I want you to go to Waffle House and eat the hell out of the All-American Special, because that's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
Now, that is all that I have. However, we have a very special guest who's going to bring up something that I didn't even think about that she thought about. That's why I said Mary above your head. Meredith's going to pop in and talk about spectators. So if you're going with
just take my spot?
your loved one, or if you drop them off or whatever, if you're a spectator, she's got some good ideas, some good tactics, techniques, and procedures for you guys. So, hun, as soon as you're in there, your microphone's right there.
I see it. I'm trying to stay off camera.
Oh, you're going to stay off camera? All right.
Yes, that was the deal.
Okay, she's going to
I wasn't
hide.
prepared to be
All
on
right,
camera.
so if you're listening on podcast, you're fine. If you're watching on the live stream or watching
Don't
on
look
YouTube,
at me.
she's very pretty and all that kind of. Do you at least want to lean in there and wave and say hi?
No.
Okay, she's
I
staying
wasn't
off
prepared
camera.
to be on camera.
All right, so you need to get a little bit closer to your microphone, though, there, dear.
There's
You
a
can pull
German
hold
Shepherd.
hold the mic to you.
Okay.
There's a giant German Shepherd in my way.
She's always in the
Oh,
way.
There. How's
all right,
that?
Meredith Schroeder, take it away.
Okay. I love that you love doing this, but I am not interested in running a Spartan race at all. I have no interest in climbing under barbed wire or carrying bags of sand or any of that. But I will watch you do it, not all day long, but some.
But for the majority of the day. Majority of the day.
Maybe. So as a spectator, there are some things that you should know. If you are a participant, if you're going to run this race, compete in this event, lollygag and have fun around the course, however you're going to participate, invite your friend, your significant other, your sister, your mom, your niece, anybody to come support you. It's fun to go if you've never been. It is impressive to see all the different types of people who are doing it.
Right.
It is inspiring.
And she's going to start crying. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know my wife, this is normal.
So anyway, but that said, it can be really boring to sit there all day.
And hot. And
And
buggy
hot or
and-
cold or raining. So some things you should know. First, understand which event your person is participating in. Are they in the sprint, the super, the beast, or the ultra? And then understand how early they want to get there, because my person wants to get there 2 hours before he starts. So if he's running the sprint, I know that's going to take him around 45 minutes, depending. So if he wants to get there 2 hours early, I'm going to be there a minimum of 3 hours, and I need to be prepared for that.
Or hear me out. If you have a neighbor that's also going, you can drive separately because he can go at 4 a.m. and then you and I can go later at a more reasonable hour.
That sounds like a very good plan. If he's running a super, that's going to take him about an hour and a half. And if he's running the beast, that's going to take 3 or more hours. So,
hey, give me some credit. My last super took me an hour and 22 minutes.
Okay, I'm just saying approximately. Understand your person. So, for a sprint or even for the super, plan to come sit, bring your bag chair. Because there are the event, they put up some tents and some folding chairs and tables, but you cannot count on being able to find a place to sit. Bring your bag chair, set up camp somewhere, and you can leave it there and then go walk around and explore. Nobody's going to steal your chair, but bring your chair, bring whatever you need to be comfortable. The race site will tell you no outside food or drink allowed. Because there are vendors there who are trying to earn a living and you want to support their businesses. You can bring a bottle of water. Bring your water. Yeah. Bring a towel or a rain jacket. Be sure you have a hat and sunscreen, whatever you need to be comfortable. Like, think if you're going to your kids' soccer tournament and you're going to be out there all day. Yeah.
And by the way, if you stick a protein bar in your pocket, nobody's going to frisk you.
They're not.
Dang it! That was my ploy to try to get frisked.
But it is the same kind of thing as if your kid has a baseball game or a soccer tournament. How would you prepare to go to that for the day? Very similar.
Perfect.
Now, when Scott is in the starting corral, that's fun. You want to be there and watch when they're getting ready to start. The race, the facilitators, whatever you call them, they get them all hyped up, and there's some fun photo ops there. Take some pictures, take some videos for your person so they have it. Once they take off, they're going to go run off into the woods or on some course, and you're not going to see them again for at least another half hour, depending on the course and how long they're running. So then you can go walk around. There are food trucks. There's often live music. There's other types of vendors. Go explore. Go to the kids course and watch that. That's fun to watch.
That's a hoot.
Yeah. And then just watch other people crossing the finish line. You will see young and old, fat and skinny. You will see people who have challenges that you don't have. And
prosthetic limbs.
Yeah. We've seen a guy carrying his German Shepherd on his back through the whole course.
The whole race.
Yeah.
Up and down obstacles.
Really impressive.
That is 90 pounds of no thank you.
Yeah. It's very impressive. So go and watch the other people. Talk to the other spectators. You'll meet some cool people. And grab a bite to eat and something to drink. Let's see. Go to the event page on the day of, and there is a live tracking link. You can track your person on the course. Now, it's not GPS. They don't have them chipped to watch a moving dot on the course. But every time they cross a timing checkpoint, you'll see, oh, now he's here. Oh, now he's there. Oh, he's getting close. So you can do that. Let's see. But also remember, depending on where you are again, cell service can be spotty. Like Scott was talking about earlier, take a screenshot of your ticket. Spectator, you're going to need to buy a ticket.
Yep, I was going to
It's
ask
like
you about
$25 or something, I think. So make sure you do buy a spectator ticket ahead of time. You can buy it at the gate as well. But if you buy it ahead of time, make sure you can access it to get in. Let's see. While you're there, if you're not able to pull up the tracking link, you can go to the, what do they call it? The timing and results tent. Mm-hmm. And you can ask them, they can show you where your person is.
Yeah. They got TVs up. It's kind of like the airport showing arrivals and departures. They got stuff up there.
Let's see. What else? Okay. Now, if your person is running a super, a beast, or an ultra for sure, consider making plans to do something else during the event. I have dropped Scott off to let him go check in because he's getting there 2 hours ahead of start
She'll
time.
drop me off outside the gate, like
Yeah.
in the road.
Yeah. Consider dropping them off and then going to do something else for a couple hours and coming back. Go find a coffee shop. I've taken the dog and gone on a hike, go shopping, go visit a friend who lives nearby and come back. But make sure if you do that, you're allowing yourself sufficient time to park and walk to the finish line because you do not want to miss the finish. And if
you come in, if you leave or drop your person off and you come in later, the parking lot's going to be even more full.
Yes.
And you might have to park
even further
way
away.
far away.
Yeah.
Like we did when I ran my beast in Asheville.
Right.
And it was freezing cold and I almost couldn't make it to the car.
Right.
You're on the other side of the universe.
Regardless of if you stay the whole time or if you leave and come back, like I said, you're not going to be able to see your person for most of the course. They're out running in the woods and over hills and dales and all the things. But you will be able to see the last maybe 4 or 5 obstacles, 3 or 4 obstacles, and they're spaced out. And like Scott was showing his pretty little britches earlier, if your person is wearing all black,
Pretty little bitches.
you're not going to be able to see them.
This is how nicknames are made, Scott.
Pretty little britches.
Oh boy.
All these people, there's a lot of dudes that look like Scott out there
There are,
that
that's
are
true.
covered in tattoos with shaved heads and beards, and they're all wearing black shorts and black shirts. If
Or
that's
no
what
shirt.
if that's what your person is wearing, you're not going to be able to see them. Make them wear something that is identifiable, like his pretty little britches. A bright yellow tank, a specific. They're all going to have headbands too. They have their Spartan headbands. So they're all going to be wearing that. But have them wear some funny socks that you can see from far away. Something.
Our
so
team
you can,
will be wearing these on
yeah.
Sunday.
Grumpy cat.
So make sure that you can easily identify your person from a distance because they do all look alike when they're climbing over those walls and
everybody's
doing all that.
muddy.
And then covered
Even
in mud.
And
Yeah.
covered in
even
mud.
if your person is darker skinned, everybody's red.
Yeah.
Yes. So you want to be sure that you, before you go to the finish line, you can go a little bit ahead of the finish line where you can spot the last few obstacles and see your person and track them. And you might be able to get some photos or some videos, depending on how the course is set up. It could be close or far away, but you can start to see them. But don't lose yourself in watching and forget to go to the finish line. You want to get to the finish line before they do. So at an appropriate time, if you want to take your bag and your chair and your whole setup with you, pack all that up and take it with you to the finish line and get your spot so you can get them crossing that finish line because you don't want to miss that. Then after they cross the finish line, they're going to be all either really hyped up or exhausted or both.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing. Let them cool off. Be ready to give them a drink or a banana or a towel or whatever you think
not
they
a
might
hug.
need. If you want a hug, be ready for it. And let them cool off. If your person's like my person, they might have a lot to say and just listen.
Interesting.
And then your person's most likely running the open where there's no prizes and they're not competing for something. So you don't really need to go like wait for prizes. But if your person is running in a heat or whatever, timed heat, then you might want to go check out, where did they place, who won in their age category, that type of thing.
Because you'll get a medal for that if you place in one of the competitive heats.
Yep. Be ready, have in your bag towels, have all the things that they're going to need to clean up and refresh and feel better. There's a place where they can go and hose off. They're not going to be able to take a shower there, but there's a place where they can go and hose off and feel better a little bit. And then once you get to the car, have something, I think you were talking about this earlier, something to hold up so that they can change at the car and not flash everybody that's walking by. A big sheet, beach towel, something. But it's a lot of fun, like I said, just to watch everybody that's doing it. Just that they're there is impressive. And the kids are fun to watch, and you'll see whole families.
Are we getting choked up again? Are we doing this again?
That's what she does.
I do this.
Get your kids involved in this sport. Get your kids involved in anything, but get them involved in this sport. That it, babe?
I think that's it for now. Yeah. If I think of some other stuff, we'll be back next week.
All right.
We'll be back next week.
We will be back next week. We are super duper long right now, and the dogs are starting to give us that look like
feed us.
It's dinner time. So on that note, we are going to shut her down.
What's amazing is, Meredith, you can't see you in this camera, but you can kind of see a
Thanks
shadow.
for spending time with us today on Balance Fit Radio. If this conversation resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And let me leave you with this thought. Your greatest value to your family, friends, and humanity on the whole is your ability. Capability, dependability, adaptability, durability, stability. Take an honest look at these metrics in your life. Until we meet again, be capable and resolute and move through life with a dadgum sense of purpose. Train to be the right kind of dangerous, and remember, your life, your potential. Peace out, homies. See y'all next time. That was information packed.
But Meredith, it worked, and it's almost like you were sort of like an informant. You know, when they have the show. So I'm like, I need to look at Scott, but you're right here. And then I kind of saw the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, at least I'm not like looking off into nowhere space. I've got my informant over here. And then Scott, like, it caught my eye. You're like, you look at yourself. I actually have never noticed this cute little photo down here before. So I saw it in the thing, and I was kind of like, wait, who is? It's very strange to be like, wait, that's back. Wait, what side here? Anyway.
So karaoke, was that last night?
Yeah.
Where was that?
We went to the Burger Bar in Asheville, which is I guess the oldest bar in Asheville, and we're like, we don't want to be out late, so we got there right at 9, and then we got our names in, so we were done by 10:15 or something. She lives really close to there, but it was great because I didn't realize there's a bunch of theater kids that go do things. I put it on my story. One man sang Down Under, I Come From the Land Down Under. He brought his own didgeridoo. I'm not kidding. Like, and this thing was like this big, and like, and I looked at Kara and I was like, wow, like that doesn't even fit in your trunk. That's amazing. But then when he was done, he like slammed it shut, and I was like, oh, it's a travel didgeridoo, clearly. And then one guy got up and did, I posted all this on my story, but he did I'm Just Ken from the Barbie movie. And this man was wearing a kilt. And like he brought the house down. It was great. There was a couple that were, but I guess this is where all the ex-theater kids go. And so everybody's was a production, and it was fantastic. So I did Jump in the Line, the Beetlejuice Shake Sonora song. And I've done it a couple times at different karaoke's, and I told the crowd, all right, look, guys, like I've always wanted a conga line. It hasn't happened. So if you like spontaneously bust down a conga line, like it'll be the best day of my life. And there was a bachelorette party there, and they did. So I finally got my conga line.
Anybody who's not out there, you're missing some behind the scenes content. Well, if you're not out there, you're not out there.
Is this still behind the scenes? Can I tell Meredith my bad joke?
Yes.
Absolutely. This would be the time to tell that.
Meredith, have you heard the one about Oedipus and Midas?
No.
Too bad it's motherfucking gold. That's so good.
Oh, Lordy.
Yep. I put on my best hat, though, Scott. It's got a pig on it.
Hey, you're sideways again.
Uh-oh.
You're facing that way.
Oh, well, because I'm talking to Meredith.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do the show.
Okay. Protein.
Gains. Oh, wait. Protein. Protein. Protein.